When we think of open-world games, the likes of Assassin's Creed, Grand Theft Auto, Minecraft, and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild come to mind. As one of the more popular genres, open-world games offer unprecedented exploration with worlds teeming with secrets and stories. However, along with some of the bigger names, there are plenty of other, lesser-played open-world titles that are worth diving into. Let's take a look at 10 of them here. Satisfactory. First-person Factorio isn't the worst way to define satisfactory, but Coffee Stain Studios' Factory Sandbox has plenty of distinctions. Set on an alien planet that must be colonized, the world is handcrafted and not procedurally generated. You can choose a starting location like the grasslands or rocky desert, thus influencing starting resources and your approach to building. Combat is present but not a major focus. It's all about creating a self-sustained factory spanning the surface and delivering them to the space elevator. While still in early access and needing plenty of polish, the feeling of expanding, optimizing your factory, and gazing out upon the sprawling industrial complex in first person is great. Raft. Imagine Minecraft, but adrift at sea on a raft. A hook and your wits are essential for survival, whether it's finding food or gathering passing debris. Various reefs and islands can provide resources. And as you expand on the raft, you'll unlock different gear and weapons to fight off enemies like man-eating sharks. What makes Raft so incredible is the sheer sense of adventure. You have some agency over what can be collected, like simply dropping anchor or sailing in a particular direction in hopes of hitting land, but otherwise you're making do with whatever's available. Throw in co-op for even more chaos. It's currently in early access and still has a ways to go, but this is a compelling survival sandbox title that rewards exploration as much as ingenuity. Dyson Sphere Program. Technically another factory simulation, but unlike Factorio or Satisfactory, Dyson Sphere Program wants you to think with entire planets and systems. Your job is to construct a Dyson sphere, starting on a single planet and then eventually traveling to others to mine resources, create transports, research different technologies, upgrade your mech suit with more extensive customization recently being added, and then establish an interplanetary industrial network. Despite how overwhelming it can seem, Dyson Sphere Program is pretty chill, looks utterly gorgeous, and is progressing well through early access. A short hike. Take the cutesy yet relatable villagers of Animal Crossing, mix in some retro-esque 3D visuals and relaxing gameplay, and you get a short hike. Think of it as a much comfier version of Celeste. As a young bird named Claire, your task is to travel through the parks and winding trails to reach Hawk Peak, an adaptive soundtrack that changes based on the weather, various side quests and activities like fishing and beach stickball, collectibles, and much more all liven up the experience in different, fresh ways. It's short, and not a massive open world that demands sinking hours upon hours of your time, but the experience will stay with you. Alba, a wildlife adventure. Much like a short hike, what makes Alba, a wildlife adventure, so great is the unassuming way it begins. As Alba ventures to a Mediterranean island to meet her grandparents and friend Ainz, she slowly transforms it through small but significant actions. Along with saving animals, photographing different species, and helping out residents, and convincing them to join the cause, Alba and Ainz also seek AIWRL, which will help in the island's rehabilitation. With the atmosphere of the chilled-out summer vacation, Alba, a wildlife adventure, promises some comfy times. Wasteland. While succeeded by more accessible and popular titles, including its more contemporary sequels, it's important to recognize the first Wasteland. Released in 1988, it's set in a post-apocalyptic America ravaged by nuclear fallout. As part of the Desert Rangers, you keep the peace and embark on a mission to investigate strange occurrences, eventually fighting against extinction-level threats. Its setting served as the inspiration for Interplay's Fallout series, and despite the limits of technology at the time, any changes to the world were persistent throughout a playthrough. The challenge will undoubtedly turn people off, but if you want to experience a piece of open-world history, it's well worth checking out, though you may want to go for the original instead of the remaster. Midnight Club Street Racing. Many wouldn't know of the brilliance that is Midnight Club. Released in 2000 for the PlayStation 2 and published by Rockstar Games, it featured sprawling open environments in London and New York City and an emphasis on street racing. Starting in a lowly taxi car, the player advances through street races, eventually acquiring better vehicles and challenging the world champion. It was effectively an open-world racing title before the likes of Need for Speed Underground 2 and Forza Horizon, while also being a fun arcade racer with a sleek sense of style. Alas, the series has been dormant after Midnight Club Los Angeles launched in 2008 and shows no signs of revival. Elite. When speaking about persistent open worlds, Elite bears mentioning. Developed by David Braben and Ian Bell, it was released in 1984 for the BBC Micro and Acorn Electron PCs. It quickly became a hit thanks to its 3D visuals, space trading, and spaceflight mechanics. At the time, traveling between the 8 galaxies, taking on missions to destroy targets or deliver information, managing fuel reserves, and engaging in economic activities was unheard of. It served as a big influence for many open-world games, inspiring EVE Online, World of Warcraft, and so on. Many may not have played the original, but its legacy lives on in Frontier Development's Elite Dangerous. Sunless Skies. Set in a fallen London universe, Failbetter's Sunless Skies is a gothic horror role-playing title with a persistent open world. Create and customize your character, hire officers, and embark on a space-traveling locomotive. This is no whimsical journey though, as players encounter space pirates, Lovecraftian horrors, and much more. Managing fuel and supplies is also important, and your crew's morale can also be affected by constant exposure to horrors. Will you make a fortune, explore various mysteries, or learn the truth about what's killing the universe's stars? The choice is up to you, and Sunless Skies backs it up with compelling writing, incredible stories, and more than its fair share of horrors. Ghostwire Tokyo. Though not a major sales hit, Ghostwire Tokyo is still worth checking out for fans of Japanese culture and folklore. Set in the titular city, most of the human population has vanished, replaced by the visitors, nightmarish creatures inspired by Japanese myths. As Akido, players must explore the city using powers granted by a mysterious spirit named KK to save his sister Mari. Using ethereal weaving, players can utilize various elements to battle back against the visitors. It's not revolutionary with its open-world design, but Ghostwire Tokyo still offers a vast, detailed city to explore with intriguing side quests and characters, along with surreal sections. That's all for now. If you enjoy what you saw, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, now is a great time to subscribe. We upload brand new videos every single day. After subscribing, don't forget to enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time, right here on GamingBolt.